Coming up next on 13 ABC Action News at 5.
The verdict is in the Moody Manor murder trial.
And crews still working to clear out that massive hole in the middle of the street. Today, some answers from the city.
Plus, the number of jobs added last month beats expectations.
And some people in Wood County as well as Henry County saw funnel clouds today. We'll show you some of the photos and look at the forecast.
First, we begin with breaking news tonight. The jury in the Moody Manor murder trial reaches a verdict. Jury finding Keyshawn Jennings and Antwain Jones guilty of killing a 1-year-old girl in Toledo last summer. Welcome into 13 ABC Action News at 5. I'm Lee Conklin.
And I'm Christian Brown in for Diane Larson. Thanks so much for joining us. 13 ABC's Christine Long was in the courtroom. She's live in downtown with the latest. Christine.
Christian Lee, the jury found the two guilty of several charges, including aggravated murder and felonious assault. Sentencing is scheduled to take place in 2.5 weeks. They face up to life in prison without parole.
Jesus.
The family of the 1-year-old girl shot in the head last August left the courtroom today relieved with the jury's decision. Just minutes before, under heavy security, there was no visible reaction from Keyshawn Jennings and Antwain Jones as the judge read the guilty verdict.
7th charge, defendant is found.
The jury decided the two killed young Keandra Hooks when they fired more than a dozen bullets into what turned out to be the wrong apartment at Moody Manor. Keandra's sister was seriously hurt.
The right decision, absolutely. One of the most horrendous crimes that we've seen in Toledo in its illustrious history. I mean, the evidence all came together the way we thought.
Jennings and Jones didn't take the stand in their defense in this trial. However, a third suspect who says he was the getaway driver testified against his friends after copping a 3-year deal with prosecutors. James Moore testified the two shot at the apartment because they thought there was a rival gang member on the wrong turf. Prosecutors say the combination of surveillance video and Moore's testimony, calling Moore a known criminal, led to this guilty verdict.
The reality of it is James Moore didn't fire shots. James Moore didn't supply weapons. He didn't supply ammunition. And he does face potential reprisal from the community when he comes back, because he will be back in this community after he serves his debt to society.
Defense attorneys are obviously disappointed with this verdict. However, they don't want to comment until after sentencing, and that is scheduled for July 23rd. Reporting live downtown, Christine Long, 13 ABC Action News.
Christine, thank you. Now following more breaking news this evening, the east entrance to Wildwood Metro Park is closed right now because of a morning dog attack. Metro Park's representatives say 2 people were attacked, a man and woman. They say 3 dogs approached the pair in the park, but only 1 attacked. All 3 dogs are unaccounted for at this time.
Well, patrols out looking for the dogs. We do urge extreme caution around these and any dogs. And please, if anybody sees any dogs running at large here or in any of the Metro Parks, we want to know about it immediately.
Park officials do not believe the stray dogs are still in the park, but they've set up traps as a precaution. Man and woman both taken to the hospital. They also had a dog with them. The dog was unharmed.
The northbound lanes of Detroit Avenue are now open after a massive sinkhole swallowed a car earlier this week. City crews plan to work nonstop to make the extensive repairs. 13 ABC's Amy Montgomery joins us live with an update on the progress. Amy.
Well, Christian, city crews were out here on the scene all day, and basically they were repairing and trying to close off the damaged portion of the sewer line that caused all of this earlier. You can actually see here that they have the area roped off and that portion of Detroit Avenue closed off to traffic. Now, as you may remember, this section of Detroit caved in on Wednesday. City crews tell us that 2 brick sewer lines collapsed, causing water to wash out the ground. Over time, that caused the section of roadway to give way. The sinkhole also swallowed a car. The driver, who fell 20 feet, wasn't injured. Now, crews are working around the clock to repair this massive hole, a process we're told is actually going very well. However, it will take some more time before everything is back to normal.
Probably this project is going to go into early next week. We will work through the weekend as quickly as possible, but we want it obviously fixed properly, so it will get into next week before final streets will be open.
Now, again, as you mentioned, Christian, those northbound lanes of Detroit are open to traffic. You can see some of it moving through here as we speak. The goal for the city is to have everything open again by Tuesday, but that, of course, is considering that everything goes exactly as planned. For now, reporting live, Amy Montgomery, 13 ABC Action News.
Still no sign of a missing boater who jumped into Lake Erie on Wednesday. Investigators say the 36-year-old man, who's from Waterford, Michigan, jumped in the water off Estrel Beach to rescue his girlfriend's 8-year-old son. Boy had a life jacket and started drifting from the boat. He's safe, but the man hasn't been seen. Coast Guard and sheriff's deputies spent much of Wednesday night and yesterday looking, but found no sign of the man. We'll stay on top of this story, of course, and be sure to bring you any updates.
Volunteers were once again out on the lookout for missing 1-year-old Elena Steinfurth. The 18-month-old was last seen at her mother's East Toledo home on Federal Street June 2nd. Since then, groups of volunteers search areas around the home and around the Maumee River in hopes of finding any signs of her. Police are testing a piece of human hair found in the Maumee River to determine whether the hair belongs to Elena. Her mother, Angela Steinfurth, is currently behind bars for lying to police.
In the economy and you now, U.S. employers added 195,000 jobs in June. Hiring was greater last month compared to early estimates, and that could mean a stronger economy in the second half of the year. If the gains continue, the Federal Reserve may start to scale back its bond purchases before the year ends. But the unemployment rate still didn't change, staying at 7.6% last month, despite adding 70,000 more jobs in May and April. Economy has added an average of 202,000 jobs a month over the last 6 months, up from the second half of 2012.
The death toll is rising in clashes around Egypt. Just 2 days after the country ousted its Islamic president, tens of thousands of Morsi supporters took to the streets. His Muslim Brotherhood political party called it a day of rejection. Morsi's backers have made it clear they are not giving up power easily. Tonight in Cairo, they clashed with opposing protesters. There were reports of at least 6 deaths across the country. Morsi is currently under house arrest with key members of his cabinet. So far, the Obama administration is watching to see what develops in the nation and if the U.S. needs to intervene in any way.
There's a 4th of July celebration gone wrong, horribly wrong. Police are still investigating how a platform holding fireworks tipped over and sent them shooting into a crowd in California. 28 people were hurt. 10,000 people were there for the show. Police estimate people were about 900 feet away from the fireworks being launched. Toledo fire investigators say an overnight fire could be a case of arson. It happened on Erie Street near New York Avenue around 2:30 this morning. Firefighters say it wasn't the first time they responded to a fire at that vacant home. House was a total loss and torn down before sunrise. Flames spread to a neighboring home, but firefighters put it out before it destroyed that house. All right, if you didn't see the fireworks last night downtown or in other parts of Northwest Ohio, hopefully we'll have a good night to check those out later this evening. I think the Mud Hens have fireworks
they
tonight,
always
all weekend. Yeah,
absolutely.
They get a good bargain on the fireworks there. Don't Napoli and
sure
company.
do.
And chances are, you know, maybe you'll have to dodge a shower or two. We're used to that by now.
Absolutely.
Way used to it.
Yes, way used to it. Meteorologist Jeff Cornish is in for Jay tonight. He's live in the 13 ABC First Morning Forecast. We'll look at our weather. Hi, Jeff.
Yeah, the showers are not that widespread. They're very isolated right now. So if you're going out to Fifth Third Field, we'll have your Mud Hens first pitch forecast in less than 10 minutes. But we are optimistic. It looks like most of the evening will be dry in any one location. Kind of a wild afternoon for some of you. There were some funnel clouds seen in parts of Henry and Wood counties. We'll show you some photos in a little bit as well. But at this point, live Doppler 13,000 HD shows not a whole lot's going on. Temperatures are hovering near 80 degrees. And as we set these little, very isolated showers into motion, they're just barely wandering north and east. They're slow movers. If you end up under one of these, you may feel like you're under a trout. Storms in the forecast for about 5 more days. There are signs of some changes, though, around Wednesday and Thursday of next week. So we'll look forward to that. We'll take you there in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Jeff, thank you. So the pattern continues. All right. 1 year ago, one of the most intense thunderstorms in recent memory hammered the Holland area.
A wind gust of 89 miles per hour toppled trees and severely damaged some homes. Many were without power for several days while temperatures soared to 100 degrees.
Still to come here on Action News at 5. They put their lives on the line for our country.
And now they're home, some facing tremendous challenges brought on by post-traumatic stress disorder. That's the subject of our Blade briefing coming up.
And new technology, how it's proving to be a double-edged sword for investigators and victims of child pornography.